basically fight almost anything with just that. And I will not say any bad things about Bisu's carrier micro. It's just not really his usual style of play. Although, and I still believe that Stork has probably the best carrier micro in the game. Bisu definitely not a shoddy player in this case either. But still allowing C to kind of open himself up, allow him to push out a little bit, and Bisu has to find an open position to utilize all of his forces because C has his 4 bases up, actually trying to pick up a 5th here at the 6th. That's going to get denied by nothing but a single Zealot, probably going to force a cancel on that, so Bisu's still doing a great job on that. Maybe thinking of expanding towards the 9 o'clock position, but facing weapons to upgraded Goliaths and tanks, really doing a heavy amount of damage. Maybe even managing to focus down some of those carriers. Still all those carriers in play. Don't think a single carrier has been taken down. Bisu at the very least managed to deny a 5th base from C to take too much of an advantage. But C with so many Goliaths out there, so many Goliaths, and these carriers, despite some nice positions on this map to utilize them, C kind of has that covered. Now going to go with nothing but siege tanks towards his upper right-hand position. Bisu has to go defend that very quickly. Just a few carriers will pick off a scan cone off there as well, just in case. Well, actually, mostly, yeah, to just help him siege against that. And Bisu just looking like he's in a significant amount of trouble. C doing a great job. Lots of heads-up play for him. And the Vultures coming in here, prevent those Dragoons from doing much of anything. Mines are going to come down. Finally, some carriers coming in here from the back to defend this. But already a lot of damage has been done. And C can pretty much just break off a few forces here and there to do the damage it needs to do. Pretty much all the probes at that upper right-hand base being picked off. And now he's moving with his entire force. Goliath leading the charge. A few tanks at the back to counteract those carriers. And I am probably going to be seeing Bisu regretting going carriers. I understand the decision on this map. A lot of positions to abuse with the carriers, as with the Arbors, but I feel that going for Arbors maybe would have been a little bit better for him. C had enough time to get those Goliaths number up. He had enough of a position, but now Bisu is going to push in. Doesn't have that many ground forces. Going to try to engage those Goliaths, but even more huge number of Goliaths coming in from the back to reinforce. Bisu has a nice number of interceptors, but just not enough. Going to start getting some of his carriers sniped at this point. Trying to desperately engage those Goliaths, try to snipe them down, but just not in the best of positions. Some of his carriers are already very weak, and he just can't support, does not have the economy to support a heavy carrier production, and has almost no ground army at this point to support what he has in the air. Finally going to start getting his carriers sniped, and at that point you're in bad position. Bisu going to manage at the very least to clear up. Still hasn't actually gotten any of his carriers sniped, but managing to clear up that upper right-hand position, so C actually losing a lot of his forces, but still has those 4 bases of his in tip-top shape. His main and natural at this point pretty much mined out, but still has the resources to keep this up. Not working any more upgrades, just with 2-1. Pretty happy with that. Natural expansion almost dead. Going to be able to pick off the 6 o'clock for himself. I think that's actually the command center from the main floating turret. That Bisu going to try to pick up the 9 o'clock position for himself as well. And finally has some numbers. Where are the Goliaths from C? Lost a lot of Goliaths to those carriers. Bisu showing some nice carrier micro. Now the tanks are out in the open. I thought C was actually going to be able to push those carriers back. Not only a few Goliaths coming in from the back. Oh my God, C's looking in trouble. Archon coming in of all things. Tanks in the open, only a few Goliaths finally coming in from the back, but Bisu has been allowed to get his interceptor count up. Finally going to see C moving out here with a lot of Goliaths. Bisu has gotten some ground army going. His main and natural also completely shot. Only with that 12 and upper right hand working. Needs that 9 o'clock base and needs to continue to exert pressure, but he just hasn't done any economic damage this entire game, and he's still looking in trouble. Gonna get hit by a mine there. Going to try to continue pressuring this because the Goliath count is significantly lower than it was earlier, and those tanks are a lot more out in the open. C, meanwhile, managed to hold back earlier with just a huge count of turrets as well. C going to be able to pick off the lower left-hand base. That double gas going to be in a lot of helpful, but the carrier's trying to engage with some Dragoons alongside. Just those supply depots so much in the way. Some of those Dragoons meanwhile going to run in towards that 3 o'clock position, going to try to do some damage there while the carriers annoy the rest of the forces, but so many interceptors have gone down for Bisu. SCV is going to fight back. These Dragoons are going to be able to finish them off. Not that much damage done at all for Bisu. And Weapons 3 and Armor 2 upgrades. Goliaths just take a lot more shots from those interceptors, and Bisu still, despite that slight opening, still not in a very good position. The economy, no base at 9 o'clock position. Bisu only mining off 2 and only has that double gas going. Not even sure who's mining from most of the simulators, actually, but yeah, double gas, that upper right hand. And just bad position to be in. Hasn't produced any carriers aside from the ones he already has. I think it's 5 or 6 carriers. And I'm not quite sure whether or not he's going to go for yet another attack. Well, he's gotten his interceptor count high again. A lot of tanks in the open. Has to try to focus fire those tanks down. Splitting up some of his carriers. Those Goliaths coming in are going to get one of them sniped, most likely just out in the open. Easy shot for those Goliaths. One carrier goes down. And each carrier loss is absolutely horrible because that's 10 interceptors you don't have access to anymore. C feeling confident enough to start pushing out again. Bisu desperately trying to defend his bases. Could see an upset in the making. So yeah, Bisu, oh my god, almost no economy at this point. Going for Archons, trying to get in close and splash at those Goliaths. But I just don't think is in a very good position. Actually, Storms, I think, would be a better idea to try to go for that. Has one High Temple kind of sitting around, not going to get any Storms off. Takes a siege up. Only a few Dragoons from the left side, carriers from the right side. So Bisu trying to do some little bit of damage. We're getting even more of his carriers sniped. Losing even more, only down to 4 carriers at this point. Few forces on the ground, no tanks in there. The carrier should actually be moving away. Finally going to be able to clear up these Goliaths, but C's going to have reinforcements any minute. And Bisu has lost half of his carrier count. And 2 of his carriers are so weak that they'll be very easy to snipe. Bisu not managed to pick up any bases. C has picked up the 6, picked up the lower left hand. Look at that Goliath number, fully upgraded. Just absolute carrier assassination squad. And Bisu just not managing to bring the carriers to win this. Going to be able to pick off some of those tanks at the 3 o'clock before, maybe just before those Goliaths come in. But there you go. There's the carrier assassination squad right there. Most of those carriers are going to go down at this point. Bisu just said, yeah, sacrificing them. Well, not really, kind of like suiciding them in. And did indeed GG give a caps lock GG like, damn you, C, damn you. And C, I think, definitely has something to prove in beating Bisu here. I think it would be a nice kind of moral victory for him. Not really trying to say that Bisu's a villain in this case or anything, but just kind of, a nice heads up win for him. Not even going to go over and shake his hand or anything. Never mind, I beat you, boy. It's mine. MSL title's mine. Well, now he's completely in the open. Bisu, meanwhile, has also Pro League and OSL to worry about. So C's actually also in the OSL, I believe. So, but yeah, C completely open to start worrying about Star League titles more than anything else. But yeah, GG guys, Renton. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. More round of 16 coming up soon enough.